What is up? Welcome back to maybe my favorite sports show on the network that I do.
You know, Rob, they said it couldn't come soon enough.
This show.
Football.
And football. And college football. But more importantly, the college football that you, the viewer, probably watch.
Yes.
And that is shitty college football because your school sucks.
I mean, just statistically likely.
Yeah. Did you go to Alabama or Ohio State?
No.
Clemson?
No.
Fucking, I'm not even going to name a Pac-12 school.
USC.
Georgia. Yeah. You didn't go to those schools? Then here, you welcome to where you belong, which is at outside the top 25.
Show for the people.
This is the people's show. Yeah. This is where the real action happens. And this is, by the way,
The nitty-gritty.
this is where the good football, this is where college football's fun happens. No one cares about an NFL minor league team like Bama.
No.
This is where the weird happens. This is the Maction, all the fucking, Josh Heupel's 7-5 team. We'll be talking about Heupel eventually this year.
You think we're talking about Tennessee this year? Fortunately, I think they're going to continue to fail upwards.
You think so?
Yeah.
They have the brand name to stay ranked for a long time.
We at least get to talk about our schools.
We do get to
For the
talk about
time
our
being.
schools. We get to talk about, I'm shitting on you, shit on myself here. Missouri, safely outside the top 25.
Will be all year.
UCF is receiving votes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Plumlee as our starting quarterback this year.
I wouldn't feel great.
Two-sport athlete.
Yeah. I wouldn't feel great about it
No.
personally, but
I think he last played kind of tight end slot at Ole Miss.
he played quarterback at Ole Miss.
I
as
know,
well.
but he was then transitioned
Yeah,
to
because
a utility guy.
Matt Corral was too good to to platoon or whatever.
Yeah, so you always want a utility guy as your quarterback.
Mm-hmm. A real pocket knife.
Yeah, who's also more focused on baseball.
Yeah, and look, it's the type of thing too. Like, don't you kind of want your quarterback to be okay at everything but good at nothing?
Exactly.
That's a big skill. It's a large skill set that he has.
Right. So kind of silver lining, we get to talk about UCF all year as well.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Do you kind of want to rehash what happened last year? Oh, Giorgio, you're walking in our shot.
I wonder what was going on there. It's all good.
It's all good. We'll fix it in post, or we won't. It doesn't matter.
Well, let's just get into, you wrote the outline for this week. Let's,
Yeah.
you want to, you wanted to rehash last year's betting records.
Yeah. I mean, we're both over 50%.
Just
think that's a win.
squeaked in there for me, 50.2, which is really what my lifetime of betting is like in general, even outside of that.
Mhm.
I may be up like $10 lifetime.
But also how Vegas works, you're always laying that minus 110, minus 120, so you really
Right.
didn't really win money. You're probably down.
No, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I was 131, 108, and 4, so that, obviously throw the ties out, 54.8%. And Rob was 126, 125, and 4, 50.2%.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I had you have to keep in mind on my 50% that after a while I had to start just shooting my shot because I was trying to catch you.
You were.
Yeah,
You were just fading me.
I was throwing Hail Marys out there. So I was a little higher up the last couple weeks. I started slinging shit just to see what I could do.
And you almost caught me.
At one point we were pretty close. And then
this is the closest you were, because there was a point in the season where I just started the boat race here.
And really I feel like these things are won early in the season.
Yes, because the first few weeks, Vegas is still also trying to figure out
Vegas doesn't know.
how shitty these teams are.
Vegas doesn't know your team as well as you know your team
Exactly.
for the first 4 weeks. Then they know your team much better than you know your team.
2.5 weeks. They start to adjust to that third week.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is
Okay.
week 0.
This is not even a real week.
This is where all the fucking degenerates throw their mortgages.
And there's at least one line in this week 0 where we were both like, what?
I'm excited to figure out what game that is.
Okay. You won't be I don't think-
I might be on the other side of that train actually now,
Okay.
because you and Ross are going in on that big,
Okay.
and I think Ross is kind of a public square, if I'm being real. Someone to fade Ross.
Yeah, but the problem with that, your problem is sometimes you get too in your head about what's square and what's sharp instead of what's right.
Yeah, that is true. They might be flooding the market with square and sharps.
Right.
As kind of a misdirection. Big brain thing. Like, ever since gambling's become more and more popular.
Nationalized, basically.
Ever since the country's become a casino.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Why wouldn't you put out wild-ass propaganda like that?
Lights are still on in Vegas.
Like forget like the Russian government or Chinese government using bots. Why wouldn't Vegas use bots on Twitter? Right?
They are.
Yeah.
Fucking
Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you have some Bangladeshi bot farm flooding Twitter to find like 20 idiots, 100 idiots, whatever, to put big money, not even like huge money, but just enough money to bet the other side to maybe move a line or to just take their money.
Or all these websites that are just like, hey, man, like I'm the sharp. I'm the
oh, Lord.
Southside Sharp.
Yeah. Look, you can listen to us if you want, but like we're not selling you any sort of expertise here.
No, we're kind of shooting from the hip.
A little bit. I mean, like I like to look at some numbers. I love S&P Plus, but and there's teams I know better than other teams.
I'm a big eye test guy.
I know you are.
But I'm also like I'm pretty familiar with a lot of these teams. Like I go way too into this more. I mean, less so as I age, because I who has the time at this point.
Right.
But college football is the one sport where I feel like I'm still plugged in.
Yes. For you.
It's where I make my money, actually.
And this is, in particular, the teams no one gives a crap about. That's where the real money's made.
Yes. Do you want to start with our Fatal Four, a.k.a. our 4 worst teams in the country?
Okay.
I'm going to go with FIU this year. I think Butch Davis kind of left the cupboard dry.
I mean, at this point, what were they ever in the first place? Because FAU was...
I thought he was going to turn it around.
Yeah, okay.
But Mike McIntyre steps in remember him from Colorado.
Sweet.
He led the Buffs to the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, they had a nice little magical season, I guess.
Yeah. UMass.
Okay.
Don Brown taking over. Massachusetts man coming over from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Just wasn't a good fit at Michigan, I guess. His defense just kind of let him down last year.
Last year?
The year before, I mean.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably true then.
Temple.
Temple? Going your hometown boys?
They're not going to be good this year.
Why don't you like Temple? It's tough to play in the link.
Any team that plays in a professional sports...
It's grim.
Yeah.
Why go? Why would you even go? Like, if you're a student, does that sound fun?
No, it's not a home field advantage.
No.
I'm really high on Pitt this year, but they play where the Steelers play, and it's just like...
You hate that. It's weird to me that Pitt doesn't have a fucking stadium.
They should.
Yeah.
They've won national championships.
Yeah, like that's almost a travesty that they play at whatever Heinz Field is called now.
And then UConn. But I think UConn's going to be on the up and up this year.
When do they...
Mora Jr. taking over.
When do they leave?
I think they are technically like a D1 AA team, right?
Okay, so they're not... But they still get counted amongst the big boys?
Well, they can still play Division I teams.
Okay, but can they win a Division I title?
No.
Can they play in a Division I bowl game?
I actually don't know what... They might be like independent. There might be like a transition year.
Are they still transitioning?
They are transitioning.
Okay, I don't know. I literally don't know if they've made that fucking transition.
They left the American, and they're just like, yeah we're good. We're going to demote ourselves.
Oh, boy. Yeah. That's your 4?
Those are my 4.
Okay. I'm going to go with, you got to start with a classic, and that's New Mexico State.
Yep.
At this point, I think it's like, at this point, I think New Mexico State thinks it's part of their brand to be the worst team in college football.
You think that's a selling point?
Yeah, that's like, come watch the Washington Generals,
Yeah.
And every other team is the Harlem Globetrotters.
No faith in Jerry Kill?
I love the name.
Good name.
But Minnesota's been better without him. So.
I guess.
What? Like, no. Yeah, no faith in Jerry Kill. Look, number 2. Going to go with the classic again. They're here until they prove otherwise, and that's Kansas Jayhawks.
You're talking about a team that fucking put up points and beat the Texas Longhorns last year.
Yep. Yeah, and that was magical. But they still are in the bottom 4 until otherwise. They're the UConn of the Midwest.
You just hate Kansas.
I don't care. Who cares?
They're on the up and up.
Are they?
People are saying.
What is up and up?
I think their over-under's 2.5. I smashed the over.
Oh, boy. Let's look at that schedule real quick because there's no way. First off, that means they maybe have to beat Texas again. They catch Texas at home this year. And you are right. They did play Oklahoma really well.
Tennessee Tech, that's a win. Starting the year off 1-0.
Yeah, they say that a lot.
At West Virginia, who knows what the fuck West Virginia is?
Okay, that's a hard L. At Houston, L.
I don't buy Houston this year.
It's at.
Talk about overhyped team.
We're talking about Kansas. It doesn't fucking matter. 2.5
Duke is also maybe one of the worst teams in the country.
That's fair. They could win the Duke game.
They're going to beat Duke.
Those are the Duke and Tennessee Tech, I guess, are the only two I could see.
So they just need one the rest of the year. Just one.
There's no fucking way. They might not even beat Tennessee Tech.
They're going to beat Tennessee Tech.
They have lost to really shitty teams at home.
They might win that last game of the season as well against Kansas State.
No, they won't. K-State's actually getting a little bit of undue hype, but they should be pretty decent this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
Martinez transfer.
What?
Martinez starting quarterback.
Whatever. I am putting Kansas in there. Third, I'm staying close to home. Going with our Bobcats.
Oh,
Texas State Bobcats.
Man.
The transfer idea, while novel, did not work. I don't know what they have.
Dude, Spivital is a genius, all right? Let him cook. Give him a year.
Give him a year? What? Hold on, let's see what Texas State...
are they still bringing back Brady McFootball?
I don't even know. They're just going to be so fucking bad. So their 2022 football class, their overall rank is 129th. Their transfer rank is a hot 81st. Their composite rank for 2022 is 133.
All right, so believe Lane Hatcher, transfer from Arkansas State, will be taking the reins this year for our Bobcats.
Okay. I mean, it's bad.
It's grim.
It's really, really bad. I don't know how those guys don't get better shit.
You know, they really should be like a decent Sun Belt squad, right?
Yeah.
You're in, one of the 3 best recruiting states in the country. So, like, the guys that get overlooked, that's UCF kind of built their brand on just guys that had, like, a chip on their shoulder because they were, like, 2 or 3 stars out of Florida, but that's still better than, like, most of these, like, 3 or 4 stars in the Midwest.
A 2-star out of Florida is not better than...
Speed, baby.
So, Texas State for last year, they ranked 140th composite in their incoming class. Now, that includes
it's still better than the year before, where they had 0 recruits.
No, that includes transfers. That's overall.
Okay.
They were beaten. Here's some of the schools that beat them on this composite rank. Incarnate Word, which is that in San Antonio?
Praise be.
Is that in San Antonio?
I have no idea.
Yes, that's in San Antonio. So they got beaten by a tiny private school 30 minutes away from them.
Yep.
Some other ones that took them down, Yale and Princeton, both better. Harvard, better. And then you start getting into like real-ish schools. But
if you land 1 recruit, you're already better.
They just barely edged out schools like Georgetown, and which isn't D1. I mean, yeah, fuck, man. Texas State's going to be awful. And then, last... and I guess least, whatever. I actually will throw Duke in there as well. That Duke-Kansas game is going to be fucking electric.
That is the Mud Bowl.
Yeah. We need to, like, watch that live or something.
Do a live watch for Kansas Duke?
Kansas Duke, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I think Leopold's going to he has something cooking in Kansas. That's all I'll say.
There's nothing cooking there. It's bad.
I believe in him.
That's nice. I'm happy for you.
Ever since he left Buffalo, Buffalo's worse off.
Man, it's funny they brought another Buffalo guy in because they brought in Turner Gill, and that made things horrifying.
I think Les Miles made it horrifying.
Turner Gill was before.
I know.
Yeah, well, Les Miles took it up to another level.
Les Miles got fired for certain reasons.
He did.
Or resigned, whatever. Resigned.
But yeah, those are my 4. By the way, actually, Kansas's 2021 class, for what it's worth, this is the composite class, only 5 spots behind UCF.
What are you trying to say?
58th to 63rd there.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
Disrespectful to both squads, honestly.
Oh my God, that's incredible. But yeah, that's my shitty 4.
All right, let's just get into it. Week 0.
Week 0, we're starting out with the team that me and you are really high on.
Nebraska.
I think there's gonna be a couple weeks this year where we don't talk about them.
3-9 versus 3-9 in Ireland.
In Ireland, yes.
I'm high on both. Like, both of these teams are gonna bounce back. Nebraska, greatest 3-9 team ever. Many are saying.
Didn't they lose like every game by
like one possession?
One possession, yeah, including against like really good teams.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look at at that schedule last year.
They opened up, I think, with an L to Illinois.
They did, and it was bad.
I mean, well, you just don't go into Champaign, all right?
No. There's no sex in the champagne room.
No.
Was that last year? Yeah, they lost to Illinois by a possession, technically, 8 points. Murdered Fordham, murdered Buffalo. Just barely lost at Oklahoma in a Big 8 rivalry renewal.
Yep.
Barely lost to then number 9 Michigan State in overtime.
Yep.
At Michigan State.
This is like an indictment of Frost, right?
Is it?
To lose all these close games?
I guess. Obliterated Northwestern at home.
Yeah.
Lost by 3 to Michigan at home. College football playoff Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Lost by 7 on the road at Minnesota. Lost by 5 at home to Purdue. Lost by... Okay, so they lost by 9 to Ohio State at home.
3-point conversion. 1 point.
Yeah.
One possession.
Lost by 7 to Wisconsin. Lost by 7 to a ranked Iowa. Yeah, that's brutal. I think they're going to... And what's their schedule this year?
Well, they open up in Ireland. Got a new quarterback, Casey Thompson, who I really liked at Texas. I feel like he kind of like... I don't know if he got hurt or Hudson Card just kind of like slowly transitioned in. But
I mean, I don't trust Steve Sarkisian to make good decisions. So he probably just made the wrong decision.
Was he sober?
Maybe that's why he's making bad decisions.
That's what I'm saying. I think he needs to get back on the
on the bottle. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think he's a better coach on the sauce
because he doesn't trust his gut anymore because he's sober and he overthinks everything.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to shoot from the hip, shit-faced drunk. All you have to do is just not take him to, booster dinners.
This is a big boy line though. For an opening game in conference.
What do we got?
Out of country.
13.
We got Nebraska minus 13.
Okay.
Over under 50. You and Ross love the under.
Love the fucking under.
So I'll just write you down for the under right now.
Yes, the under. I say smash the under. I think that's the best line for week 0. I think it's dropped to 49.5 even. I got it at like 50, 51. Or maybe I got it at 50.5, I think. The projected score on this is like 46 total points.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about Nebraska covering, and I'll tell you why. It's the same reason I love the under. We've talked about this on other shows. They're playing on a soccer pitch. That's slower grass. It's weaker grass. Slippery grass. Don't like any of that. And then it's supposed to rain like all day Friday.
Love that.
So the field's going to be fucking soaked all Friday.
Dude, slipping and sliding everywhere.
Yeah. That's a recipe for an under. This is going to be a fucking mud bowl.
Slop fest.
Yeah. Now, how do I feel about a 13-point line? I guess they beat the shit out of Northwestern last year. I see Northwestern. I don't see any hope for Northwestern just as a program right now. I'll take that 13. I'll take Nebraska winning by like 14 to 17 points in a gross.
Pat Fitzgerald has a luck of the Irish in him.
When have the Irish ever had luck?
That's true. If you think about it.
Look at the Irish. No. We've talked about this on a podcast before. It's like a cruel saying. You know what I mean? Like it's like a cruel
ironic,
joke of a
right?
ironic
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, the luck of the Irish.
Pretty much almost died out due to a side dish not being available.
You can't eat a burger without fries, man.
Really can't.
You just go, yeah, you just
No
fucking
fish
starve.
without the chips.
No. Because we say that. We're like, why didn't they just eat fish? Why didn't they go fishing? They live on an island. But they didn't have chips to go with the fish. And therefore, the food is
I
terrible.
imagine it affected the booze as well.
I guess they don't really make their whiskey out of potatoes.
Well, you can.
You can. You can ferment a potato. Isn't that more of a vodka situation, though?
You can ferment any alcohol, really.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, they're Irish. They're not really...
They're not
getting picky.
No.
This game screams like Nebraska 20, Northwestern 3.
So you're saying Nebraska covers?
Yeah, I like Nebraska and the under.
All right. I like Nebraska this year, but I think they kind of get off to a slow start. They're kind of figuring things out. Scott Frost hired all new staff.
As well he should.
Cleared house. Probably should have fired himself.
Where's his leash? Is this it?
This year?
Does he have to show progress this year? Like significant progress?
I think he will, though. I think they're going to go from 3-9 to maybe 6-6, 7-5.
Well, let's look at their schedule real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see the wins on the schedule. Okay, I think they win week 1.
I do too.
So 1-0, and then at North Dakota they catch at home, probably a 2-0.
Yeah, they beat North Dakota. It's not North Dakota State, right?
Right. Georgia Southern at home, 3-0. Then this is where it gets interesting, and this is I think they're going to get this big win, and this is where I think we're going to stop talking about them for a minute. They get Oklahoma at home. Oklahoma, who neither you and I are very high on.
Not with Dylan Gabriel, no.
No. They're going to beat Oklahoma, and they're going to be ranked.
At 4-0.
Yep. And then here's where it gets more fun. Their next 2 games are Indiana at home and Rutgers on the road. I think Nebraska might start out 6-0.
Yeah.
Then they go to play at Purdue. That's going to be tough because Nebraska's not that good.
Yeah, but Purdue's not that good either.
Fair enough. They could win that game. And then it's Illinois at home. They could legitimately start this year 8-0.
Yeah. Yeah, schedule's favorable. I mean,
and then comes the nightmares.
Do they catch Ohio State this year?
No. But they're going to get Minnesota at home and lose that game in an upset.
I'm not big on row the boat.
Then they have to go to Michigan. Then they get Wisconsin at home. Then
Wisconsin's going to be good this year.
And then they go to Iowa.
Yeah.
But honestly, looking at the schedule,
8-4 minimum.
10-2.
The comeback,
dude. Are they going to be playing
had good lines last year?
Are they going to be playing in Indianapolis?
Do you want to? Is that your bold prediction of the year?
That might be that Nebraska wins the Big Ten West.
I mean, yeah, it's the Big Ten West.
Exactly. Dude, this schedule is erotic. This schedule is sexual. Where can I get odds on Big Ten West winners? I need to. I don't know if my bookie has it up yet. I just have.
Yeah, I don't know if they have it by division yet, but
yeah. But so to win the conference, Nebraska is plus 2,200. So what do you think? They're probably plus 1,000 to win the West, maybe
8-1.
Yeah,
yeah.
I would lay that
for this game though. I'm actually going to take the Wildcats
to cover
13.
Okay.
Nebraska wins, but I think it's 7 to 10 points.
Okay. I mean, it legitimately also could be a 10-3 game. Like this game could be gross.
It'd be really gross.
And I'm so excited for it. I am just going to be. When is this game? Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't wait. Is there a Thursday game
This
at
is
all?
the first game of the season.
This is the first. Okay, I didn't know if there was a third game or a Thursday game or. Okay. So you're taking Northwestern. Do you like
Northwestern?
What about the over/under? Are you going to take it? We don't have to take every line.
No, it's a stay away.
Yeah. Okay.
Because too many schmucks like yourself. Too many fucking.
All right.
Too many squares.
Well, this is a good way to start off the season because now I could be up 2-0 on you.
Yeah. Or you could be 1-1. Like the over. What if Nebraska just comes out and
just goes in. I mean, they did last year. It wasn't in fucking Ireland, but they did.
Nebraska wins like 70-3.
Why not?
I don't see that happening. I think Fitzgerald's going to have like his boys. I mean, they were in the fucking Big Ten title game not that long ago, right? 2 years ago?
Out of the West.
Yeah, but still.
I don't care. I don't care.
think last year was a representation of what Northwestern is.
Okay, sure.
And I think they'll bounce back too. I think they're bowl eligible this year.
So maybe. I mean, 6 wins is not off the table for them at all. I mean, S&P Plus has them about as good as like Illinois and.
We'll talk about Illinois. I think I'm kind of high on Illinois this year.
Good Lord, you're insane. Well, take it from someone who grew up
relatively,
grew up next to that school, like whose local paper covered Illinois sports his entire childhood. I can tell you.
I love Bert.
What?
I love Bert.
I know you do. But let's get to the next game before we get to them, I guess.
Yeah, UConn plus 27 at Utah State, over under 60.
Again, we don't know if UConn's even a D1 team still or not. I don't know if they've finished.
Probably should have done my homework there, but no, I didn't. Didn't do it.
No.
Let's just look it up. Should we, or should we just leave it alone?
Leave it alone. I don't give a fuck. I think this is a tough one just because that's a big boy number. But, yeah, fuck it. Utah State is always, like, pretty decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no. No, they're not going to be good this year.
They're not going to be like a 9-win team, but they're always like a competent football team.
Well, they were fun for a bit there. They were scoring points.
Yeah, that's when, you know who their OC was? Our favorite guy.
Well, no. I'm talking even after high school.
Okay.
I'm talking like the Matt Wells years.
Yeah. Utah State always is competent, and UConn is never competent. So, yeah, I'll take Utah State to cover that minus 27. Fuck it.
UConn football is an independent.
Okay. So they didn't debase themselves and go to D2 or whatever
They're
fuck
trying
to.
to. Well, this is also from 2021.
Okay.
So they haven't even updated the SEO.
I don't care.
UConn's not good. They're one of my 4 worst teams in the country, but you know, Jim Moore Jr. coming in, changing the culture. Got the Penn State transfer
Day one. Day one culture change.
Day one culture change. But you know, I got to go to elevation.
Yeah. Is Utah State also a spooky place to play?
Anything in Utah is really spooky.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a weird state. It's not how I want to start my season.
No, going to Utah is a terrible.
Traveling across the country.
Terrible way to start.
Yeah.
I remember a fairly hyped up Missouri team having to go to Wyoming to start the season a couple years ago, and that was a fucking nightmare.
I like this under.
Okay. I like Utah State to cover the 27, but I think if they do that, I don't necessarily love where that over-under's at.
Yeah. I would say if there's something to look at, it's maybe tease UConn up to 33.
Good God. That's disgusting.
That's so many points.
That's so gross. Don't do that. I mean, oh, man, that's fucking foul.
No, it's not. You're winning until you're not.
That's just degenerate shit right there.
Yeah, you're just like the entire time holding on to your asshole.
Yeah.
It's
Boy.
Like, oh, no. Like UConn turnovers the ball inside their own red zone.
That's rough, man.
I'm just gonna stick with the under.
Okay. I don't want to touch that over under.
You're going Utah State.
Yeah, I think Utah State absolutely boat races UConn.
All right, here's a game I love actually. Wyoming plus 10.5 at Illinois. Over under is 44.
It's definitely a game where the defense is the better side of the ball for both teams.
Yeah, Wyoming's pretty much lost everybody on their offense, and they couldn't really score last year.
Yeah.
They stink. They're going to be Wyoming's like a bottom of the Mountain West team.
Yeah, and here's the thing with Illinois. They also stink.
Or do they?
They're
Or do they?
I guess Brett won in fucking Wisconsin, but at this point, it feels like anyone can go be a 9-win coach in Wisconsin.
He's got 2 running backs this year. Chase Brown, Josh McCray. He's got an offensive line. You know he's just going to run the ball down their fucking throat.
Yeah. So you like I'm sorry, so what do you like, the under here?
Illinois.
You like Illinois?
Cover 10.5.
Okay. Man, you almost talked me into that. I think it's just going to be a gross game, but I think
Bert's going to come out and make a statement, and it's going to get Illinois super excited because nobody's going to realize how bad Wyoming is.
Yeah.
And they're going to win this game big. They'll win this game like, I don't know, fucking 38-14.
The more I think about it, I actually agree. I think Illinois covers. The reason being that their defense is, I just looked at it, like they're around the top 50 unit and Wyoming stinks. Like Illinois is probably going to have like 3 turnovers this game. Force 3 turnovers this game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Illinois covers.
All right, next up we have, now we're getting into just the best part of the show. Charlotte catching 7.5 at FAU. Willie Taggart and the boys. Over-under's 59.5.
Jesus. Over-under's 59.5?
Yeah.
I don't know what I like here. This is a lot.
Going with the 49ers to cover 7.5.
Okay.
Going Charlotte.
What was the over-under?
59.5.
Take the over. I'll take the over on that. I don't know who's going to win this game.
I tend to agree. I would lean over. I'm not going to take it officially, but I would say this is a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
North Texas, the Mean Green, -1.5 at UTEP. Over-under 54.5. Yeah, we're picking every game this week because there's not that many games.
Yeah. This is a rivalry game.
Yeah. In-state.
Yeah, in-state game.
You don't just go to El Paso, Rob.
That's about as spooky to play as anywhere in Utah. Out in the mountains and fucking.
The first game we sent Lopez to.
Yeah, West Tech. No, did we send him in New Mexico State? Was it at UTEP or was it at New Mexico State?
Oh shit, yeah, it was a UTEP New Mexico State game, but I think it was either.
I think it was at New Mexico State.
They're both on the board.
Oh, they're right next to each other. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the over on this.
I'm gonna go.
And I'm gonna take North Texas.
Okay. We disagree.
Okay.
I'm going with my Miners, all right? Everyone knows I have a long-standing relationship with you now. Yeah, UTEP. I'm going to take the home dog. Give me UTEP and the points.
Okay.
1.5.
I'm going to take the over, and I'm taking North Texas.
All right. Next up, we have Nevada -8.5. I probably pissed off so many people the way I just said Nevada.
Nevada.
Is it Nevada or Nevada?
It's when it's a city in Missouri, it's Nevada. When it's
I say Nevada, but how are you supposed to say Nevada?
It's Nevada.
It's Nevada?
Nevada. Oh, it's probably Nevada.
Nevada.
Yeah, whatever. Who gives a shit?
They're -8.5 against the team you claim is the worst in the country, New Mexico State.
Yeah, give me Nevada here.
Over-unders 50. I don't think Nevada's very good this year, though.
They're not.
Carson Strong's gone.
New Mexico State,
my baby boy.
New Mexico State is
the man
so
I
bad.
talked up so much last year is now a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Is he gonna see any snaps? Was he the third on the depth chart? Probably.
I hope he replaces Minshew. I think he's better than Minshew.
Everyone's better than Minshew.
Yeah, well, not according to Ross.
Whatever. Yeah, Nevada, I think they cover. Nevada's not good this year either, but New Mexico State's just so fucking bad. So fucking bad.
Yep.
You can't beat them by double digits. Come on. I'll take Nevada there.
That's a good teaser piece right there. Nevada down to 2.5.
Yeah, that is.
I would hammer that with probably Illinois. Tease them down to
single digits.
4.5.
Yeah. That's actually great. I'm gonna put that in.
Obviously, that doesn't count with our records, but
right. Teasers or whatever.
We'll
it's a separate thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I will also go with Nevada. I think Again, not a representation of Nevada, more of a representation of what
New
Jerry
Mexico.
Kill and the boys have going on. And then the final game of the week. I don't know how I feel about this, actually. I can talk myself into multiple directions. Vandy -8 on the island. Hawaii.
Yep.
Over-under's 54. Can Timmy Chang and the boys cover?
Yeah, I think they do. Honestly, this will be my upset of the week.
You're going to call outright?
Hawaii wins.
Shit.
I'll just take the points,
Yeah.
but Hawaii's going to win this game. Vanderbilt, because A, it'll be a fun way to dunk on the SEC early in the season. Fun little narrative piece there. B, Vanderbilt is going from East Coast time zone, right? Isn't Nashville Eastern time?
Yeah, I think so. Or it's like right on that border.
Let's see.
I forget.
No, they're Central Time.
Yeah.
Okay, they're Central Time, but just barely. Regardless, that's such brutal travel. It's bad. Like, the West Coast teams have trouble going out there.
Vandy's been there for the last few weeks, probably.
I don't give a fuck.
It's just like a mini vacation.
Yeah. I like Hawaii to win this game.
Why? Is it, they're going to have some of the local refs. They're going to be, how many, like, I don't know, 4,000, 5,000 fans strong.
Dude, I just don't trust Vanderbilt. Wait, let's actually see if they're out there yet. Let's check Vanderbilt football's Twitter. Because they'll probably have something like touchdown and,
I imagine Vandy's going to have the offensive line advantage, but I don't know what kind of Samoans Hawaii has.
Okay, it does appear they are already in Hawaii.
Yeah.
They got there yesterday, maybe? Hold on.
Also, Todd Graham resigned in January.
Yeah. Okay, so they got to Hawaii yesterday.
Pretty sure like half the team quit.
Whatever.
Fuck.
Who cares? Yeah, they got to Hawaii yesterday, so they're getting on island time. I will say they will have probably just adjusted to island time by the time the game comes around. Like, it takes a minute.
Do they have the island flu?
Probably. So, yeah, probably. It's a fun place to get drunk.
I tend to agree Hawaii's going to cover. I don't know if they're going to win out.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm just putting the cover on there. I'm not going to bet them to win.
We actually, we don't have a whole lot of choices here, but we got to pick our money line dog of the week.
Oh, then I'll take Hawaii.
All right. So you'll also take the points, though. So
Yes.
Worst case scenario in your mind, Hawaii at least breaks even.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I tend to agree Hawaii will cover the 8 points. I don't really have any reason for that because they do stink. They stink real bad.
They stink, but so does Vanderbilt.
But for whatever reason, they get superpowers when they're on the island.
Yeah. Because it's a bitch to go to.
That too.
Those flights are brutal. And now again, Vanderbilt's already there, but I don't know. It's just rough. It's rough to play there.
And then my money line dog for the week, I think I already said.
Was it Charlotte?
UTEP.
Oh, UTEP. Okay.
Although, is that kind of a? Is that kind of a?
Should we bake in the lines when we?
Should it be more than 1.5?
You could pick whoever you want. There just needs to be like some sort of bonus.
A standard?
There just needs to be some sort of bonus structure for if you pick a bigger dog.
Okay. Over touchdown, you get double.
You get so you get 2 points instead of 1?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Why not?
All right.
I'll take that.
Go with that. I'll play it safe this week. We'll go UTEP.
Okay.
Because I just think they're going to win outright anyway. But yeah, that is every fucking game on the schedule this week.
It'll be a fun week 0.
Fun week 0. Not a whole lot else to talk about going on.
I mean, the 2 games that will actually be fun,
Nebraska.
I think, are Nebraska, Northwestern, and I do like Illinois, Wyoming. And Vanderbilt, Hawaii will be fun to watch too, I think.
You're going to be fucked up at the bar.
Yeah.
They're going to throw it on the TV.
Wife's out of town this weekend. I'm just going to be at home getting wrecked. Baby's asleep.
You're putting money on this game on Hawaii.
Yeah, middle of the night.
Yelling at the television.
Got to make it back. We don't have to pay our mortgage this month because we're moving, so I got some money to play with.
Ooh. And Rob, where would they place these bets?
They'd place it at mybookie.com. And if you use the promo code Drinkin' Bros, you will double your deposit. So if you put $50 in, use the promo code, you get an extra $50. You put $500 in, you use the promo code, you get an extra $500. Mm-hmm. They do that all the way up to $1,000. So if you put it in $1,000 and use the code, you get an extra $1,000 to play around with. Mybookie.com, great lines, great props, all kinds of stuff. I will let you know when the lines come up for division winners because I do like Nebraska's odds.
Okay. Is that the team you're highest on who's not ranked currently?
What's their win over under? Let's see if we can bet that right now. I bet it's not nearly high enough. Like, I bet you they're at like 6. Hold on.
I think it's probably it's baked in with the schedule.
They're at 7. They're at 7.5. So Vegas thinks they're going to win at least 7 games. Yeah, I think they're a double-digit winner this year.
So you're high, obviously top 25 outside on Nebraska. Is that the team you're highest on outside of the top 25?
With that schedule, I mean, I'd have to look because I only looked at this week's games really, but that schedule shakes out real fucking nice. And I can already tell you they won't be ranked going into the Oklahoma game, and I'm going to pick them in that Oklahoma game.
They're only receiving 1 vote currently in the AP top 25.
At least they're getting one.
Well,
by the time they're 4-0 after beating Oklahoma.
I'd like to see if that's from Lincoln.
Probably is.
A Lincoln paper.
This Nebraska team, they could be that Colorado team you love so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that might be this year's Colorado team that made the Pac-12.
2016 Colorado team that I solely bought into off a hype video.
Let's go Buffs, baby.
After like a 5-7 season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it. They're gonna set the world on fire, and then they're gonna I don't know. I mean, man, they could win every single game on their schedule.
There's some teams here that I kind of have a high ceiling for this year. Like, I think UCLA is going to be one of those teams.
Yeah, I mean, because they're not playing anybody.
But also Chip. Chip's got the boys going.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's just,
Texas isn't ranked. They will be at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, Texas is going to be ranked. Tennessee, obviously, they're the last team out. Heupel, he's going to get some hype going. Just putting up points in the beginning of the year. That's why I think Hendon Hooker is like a good to make New York candidate because he's going to put up stats.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to be another year where
I think I saw him on my bookie at like over 40-1.
This is going to be another year where you just kind of it's going to be like a weird crop of Heisman dudes where it's like, yeah, I guess we'll pick him because he's Alabama's quarterback.
Well, Young also won the Heisman last year.
Right. Yeah. But there's not a lot of great electric players.
I think South Carolina's going to be better than most people expect.
No, they're not. South Carolina's going to disappoint.
I don't think, and no one's expecting anything out of South Carolina.
Yes, they are. They got way too hyped because they're only supposed to win 3 games last year, and they won 7. And people are like, "Oh my God, that was so much better than it was supposed to be. Look out! Look fucking out!" They're going to start the year 1-2. Now, granted, that's because they're playing at Arkansas, and then they play Georgia. They'll beat Charlotte, cool. They'll beat South Carolina State, fucking cool. Then they'll play Kentucky, another real team, fucking lose to them. Play Texas A&M right after that, lose to them. I'll be honest, they're going to lose to Missouri. Then they'll beat Vanderbilt.
They're not going to lose to Missouri.
Then here's how many games.
Spencer Rattler is going to spread Missouri's cheeks open and just have his way with you.
That's fine that you think that because the sentence started with Spencer Rattler.
I think he's going to be fine at South Carolina.
He's going to be trash. They're going to win 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to win between 4 and 6 games at most. 6 is their fucking ceiling.
They won 7 games last year without an offense.
They're going to do worse this year. They're going to do worse.
I don't buy it.
I don't care. They're going to do worse.
All right. Should we expect anything out of North Carolina this year?
I don't know. They'll get some wins because of their schedule.
Mac Brown.
Yeah.
Florida, I don't really see. I think Florida's going to stink.
Yeah. I don't love Florida. I expect them to get rolled by Utah in week 1.
Look
Look out for a UNC loss week 2 to App State. on the road.
Is it App State or they also play ECU, right?
Not seeing ECU on schedule.
Okay, I'm thinking of someone else then.
But they play at App State week 2. It's an 11 a.m. game in the mountains.
In Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful stadium. I'd like to see a game there.
I would too. Have you seen a picture of their baseball stadium?
Well, it's just the backdrop.
Yeah,
right?
it's just the Appalachian Mountains in the fall. That's fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, UNC, I don't know, call it 8 wins. They're going to lose 1. They're for sure going to lose 1, 2.
Fucking the most obvious team right now that's not ranked that's going to be good this year, solely off their coach.
Who?
LSU.
Oh, yeah.
People that are trashing LSU right now,
They have no idea what they're talking about.
Just wait. They won 2 national championships with gym teachers as coaches.
Yeah. Like they with illiterates as coaches.
Brian Kelly's real.
LSU's going
Brian
to
Kelly's a legit guy.
Yeah. It would not surprise me
Make fun of him all you will with his accents, but
yeah, who cares?
Out
They'll be ranked week 5
easily.
So they play Florida State week 1. Florida State stinks.
I want to think Norvell's turning that program around, but yeah, no, I don't buy it.
Then they Southern U week 2, blah blah blah. So 2-0. They have a little bit of a tough one. Mississippi State plays at LSU.
Oh no, they'll beat Mississippi State.
I think they're going to beat them. I don't think that's super easy. And then they get New Mexico and they play at Auburn. Auburn's a mess right now.
Mm-hmm.
After week 5, they'll be 5-0, or week 6, whatever that is. They'll be 5-0, and they're going to have Tennessee coming into town.
In Baton Rouge?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a win.
It's going to be interesting. That LSU Tennessee game, that might be the game that derails Tennessee's season.
Tennessee's just going to lose week 2.
Oh yeah, to Pitt. That's right.
Pitt.
That's fine though, but they'll be like, okay, it was at Pitt. They were ranked. It's tough. Blah blah blah. Then they'll beat Akron.
Narduzzi just has his number.
They'll beat Florida. They'll beat the shit out of Florida, and it'll be like, okay, we're back on track. And here's the other thing that is going to be tough for them about that LSU game. It's the week before the Bama game.
Yeah. So where do you see LSU tripping up?
I mean, they're in the West, right? So, and their schedule's really backloaded. So the second half of their schedule, they're going to get butt fucked. Ole Miss comes to LSU.
I don't buy Ole Miss this year.
That's fine. That's still a tough game. Then Alabama comes to LSU.
But they're getting all these teams at home.
They are. They're not going to beat Bama at home. Then they go to Arkansas.
Though
they're going to lose
that's
that
tough.
game.
No, I don't buy the Arkansas hype this year.
I do.
We were high on them last year.
I'm higher on them this year.
I think they could be like a better team this year, but have a worse record. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, like
you could just see it and be like, oh no, this team's like in the right direction, but like just a harder schedule, and they're gonna. Arkansas has a terrible draw.
Every single team Arkansas plays this year made a bowl game last year.
Yeah.
But they're gonna butt fuck Cincinnati week 1. They're going to butt fuck South Carolina week 2. They get Bobby Petrino's Missouri State week 3. Yeah, right.
That's a revenge game, man.
Then week 4 for Arkansas is going to be fascinating because they play at A&M. They play at A&M, and then
A&M's going to be good.
The next week, Alabama comes to town.
Yeah, Arkansas they get boned.
1, 2, 3, 3-2, 4-2. Ooh, they have to play at BYU too. That's kind of brutal.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. They even get Liberty. Their easiest game this year is Missouri State. Ugh, and then what? Liberty or Mizzou? Or Auburn, probably, actually.
Liberty's going to have it down here.
Yeah. Yeah, Arkansas, I can see that. But LSU ends the season with A&M.
Not great.
So back half, LSU, they probably go, in their last 5 games.
LSU wins
3-2, 2 games. 3. Yeah, I think so.
Easily.
Yeah, 100%. They're going to start 5-0. They might start 6-0. If they start 6-0, they'll be 7-0. Like they're playing at Florida, they'll beat Florida.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got this week.
Samesies.
All right, we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yeah, get ready.
Or hopefully not, I guess, because like you don't want your team to be on this.
Yeah, I hope you never see us again. But you will.
You will.
You will.
You'll come back.